folks, welcome to the ABC Journeyman. I am the Custard Prophet. We're back here with club number 5, Brackley Town, in the Vanarama League North, which is exciting. We aren't moving to club number 6 just yet, but we have bolstered this squad with a huge amount of players. So we're going to have a look at that, and we'll also have a look at what has gone on otherwise during the summer. Right, folks, yes, we're in the Vanarama North League. I think there is a little bit of issue because there does seem to be some southern clubs here now, but I guess that's fine. They can exist here. So over the summer we did have a number of jobs that did become available in clubs that were within the range that we could look at. So that's all the clubs starting with A to D. Now we've unlocked the Ds with winning the league last season. Most of those jobs, like Chelsea, I did put in for that, said no. But we did get an interview, and this was with AFC Telford. And it's a bit of a cheat, but you know they still come up as AFC, so I assume that was fine. And we got an interview, and they decided against appointing us. In the sort of hindsight, I'm not sure it was the right move anyway. We're in the same league, and actually when we look at it, season preview here, AFC Telford are actually predicted to do worse than we are. Now we've come up with this has certainly improved a lot since we've made signings, but we've got Birmingham in the league who are 1 to 20 on to go get promoted, which is a little bit scary. So they look like they're going to run away with the league very, very easily. But we are coming up against some decent quality sides. So I think sticking with Brackley, at least for now, is the right move, and we will continue to look for opportunities in at least in the division above and maybe the one above that to see whether we can get an opportunity. They will become available over the next few weeks or the next few months. Undoubtedly, there will be some jobs that we can apply for, and we'll see how and we'll see whether they make sense, and then whether we actually do want to apply for them. But you never know, we might do really well with Brackley and get double promotion. Stranger things have happened to unlock the E's, but let's get on and have a look at the transfers we made. So as you are well aware, there was a lot of players who just didn't want to be at the club anymore. And you can see here there is a treasure trove of players who have moved on. Ricky Aguirre, I felt it was the right time for him to move on. Morgan Owen, he was certainly his usefulness in that midfield position. He wasn't the quality player that he was when we first got here. Nico Heel, what a player he's been for 2 seasons, but it's the right time for him to move on. Dave Allen on the left side, he said very early on this season he wanted to leave, and we had a replacement there anyway that we got on loan. So that he didn't get much game time last season. Oliver Weir's never really got his opportunities. A youngster that played a few times, but never really more than that. Steve Hughes is the big loss. He is in Huddersfield now, so that tells you everything about what he's doing. He's going up in the world. Pearson Acker, the goalkeeper, he has left, and then a couple of others who weren't really part of the first team. So that's a lot of players who have moved on. Players who've come in, though, we have got 6 players who have come in. As you can see, there's a couple more who have left on loan, but let's work our way through these because there's some crackers in amongst these. Before we get into this, we also managed to extend the loan of Evans, our centre-back, and Cardos, our striker. So we have 2 of those really important players who did very well for us last season, but we needed to expand on that. We also managed to keep a lot of the rest of the quality. I felt, other than the likes of Hughes, the majority of the players who left, I wasn't overly disappointed with. There was a lot of players, but it felt right. So first up, Corey Williams. So he is someone to give us. We've got McNally, we've got Corbin, I've already forgotten his name, up top. But we wanted a little bit more back up there. And you can see here we have a decent advanced poacher who can play up there. I think he's going to be very good. But the key thing is he can also play in midfield as well, and in that attacking midfield position as a shadow striker. So he can provide us with all sorts of backup. So we've got some real quality off the bench, which I think will be useful, and maybe to move in and out. So we're not always playing the same guy. We can rotate those strikers a little bit more effectively. So pleased with that. Gives us backup in midfield as well. Next up on loan, Max Walker, another striker. Again, I think a really good looking player, but he can also play on the right side, which I think is important. That gives us a little bit of backup there, but also further backup up top. He can dribble, acceleration. Very happy with this player. And he comes in on loan from MK Don. So I think a couple of signings there, and we're hardly paying anything for them, so it made sense to get them in. Right, first and permanent signing, Javelin Tomlin, who is a winger, and he is going to be the Hughes replacement. You can see he's not as good as Hughes, not at all, but what he does have is vast amounts of pace, and I like that. So I'm pretty excited with that. I think crossing it could be better, but it's pretty decent, and that pace is really going to help us. So he started pretty well in pre-season. So we're hoping that we can get a little bit more out of him. On the other side, we've got Dave Jennings, and these, because we've basically lost all of our midfielders. 3-star player, again, very similar looking player, looks pretty good. Off the ball is 6, and that's a bit of a worry, but his physicals are really, really good for a winger. So I think we've got a couple of decent players there. Possibly we're stronger on the left side and weaker on the right side, I think, but he can play on either side, depending what he wants to do. So that's pretty good. Kieran Lloyd is the next one. So this is back up on the right side this time, and you can see there that we've he's not first choice, but we had nobody else there, and I felt we just needed someone. He's the only person I could find who was a right back who was happy to come. Done all right in pre-season, so I'm not too disappointed. And the other place we were vastly missing players was in the centre of defence, and we brought in Kev Tarode, who looks fabulous. This is a really good player to go alongside alongside Evans in the middle, and then we've got good backup behind that as well. So pleased with that. The signings are not completed. When you look at it here, we've got some real quality throughout the side, got some great stuff on the bench, but I think maybe we could beef up our goalkeeping position, and perhaps also another player who could play on the left side of midfield as well would be useful. Maybe someone slightly better perhaps, or maybe just someone slightly better on the right side. I'm not 100% sure, but the good thing is we have, you think with all these players we've bought in, that's going to be a big problem with the wages. Well, we've got an increased wage budget, and actually the budget, the amount of wages that we've used is nowhere near what our budget is. We've got another £3,000 wage budget to play with at the minute. So I'm fairly excited with that, because I think there is definitely opportunity to get some real quality players just to finish things off. Finances are going well. We're having this kind of we had this little sort of slump here down to sort of 115,000, but it seems to be coming back again. Don't really understand how all that works, but fairly happy with it. And yeah, I'm pleased. I'm very, very pleased with what we've done. I think we're stronger than we were. Yes, we've lost some key players, but we kept hold of some key players as well. The likes of Graham, really important to keep him. McCarthy was thinking about leaving, but I think those two are going to be super important in there. The fact we kept Richard Evans is really important, and Cardos and McNally, those two did fantastically, and I think the players we brought in are going to be good. So we are going to look for that goalkeeper, maybe a winger as well to add to that, but I'm pretty pleased. Let me know what you think of these signings, and we're going to play our first match of the season, which is against South Shields. No idea how this is going to go, but we'll see. So first team of the year, Cardos and McNally, that brilliant partnership, are going to continue together. Jennings on the left, getting his debut. Tomlin on the right, and then McCarthy and Graham continuing in that central midfield role. We've got players to come in if they're not good enough. Andrews is going to be able to play there, as is Williams, so that is fine. Backline, Vassalou, Evans, Torode and Lloyd, and that is because we are missing Barnett and Povey, both of those out injured, and Honour in goal at the minute. We bought Bitumba up from the youth team. He looks a decent player on the left side, so as I say, we are lacking a little bit on that side, so he can offer some quality there. The other thing I just want to show you before we get going here is how well we done in pre-season. We beat Oxford, Northampton. The only thing we just didn't quite get right was this match against Dover, but all in all, a cracking performance in pre-season. With pretty much the team we've got here. So we signed a few of these players who've done really well for us, including Corey Williams. Cardos doing fantastically. Another year behind him, and he's used to this team now. So let's get into it. Let's play South Shields. No idea how this will go, but I'm excited to find out. Right, here we go. Brackley have the ball early days. Here's Graham running with it. Chips it over. Jennings on this this side. He's doesn't win the ball, and Talon is running away with it. Need to get our... Oh dear, that was an absolute disaster of a pass from Vassalou. It is a bit of a weakness, the backup on the left side. I mean, he's not great, really. Right, Honour now looking to power it up to McNally, who kind of wins the header, not really, and it's back to South Shields again. They've certainly started the stronger. And it's John to Rhodes. He gets it back to Honour, who's going back up top again. Evans has made a mistake, but here's what we like to see. Jennings now, we're going to see him running, using that pace. And McNally, it's the wrong side of the post. Great opportunity. And it's good to see him beating his man. Birmingham 1-0 down. Right, well, looking at it, it's not great in terms of chances for us, but we certainly had the best chance of the lot. Here's Evans trying to set something going again. Balls like that are not going to help us. And they're through. It's Pooley. Oh, it's a brilliant play from the goalkeeper. And we so get away with that. South Shields are giving us a bit of trouble. Not sure what to do about this at the minute. Not seeing Cardos at all. He's been completely anonymous. McNally a little bit better. But the key thing is we're not 1-0 down, so it's fine. I just don't really like being thrashed quite like this. I expect it to be a little bit better than this. Maybe it's the number of players we bought in. I don't know. But Honour, despite me saying he was the problem, he's the one who's keeping us in it. Right, it's Lloyd. He's going to find a pass. He's into Graham. And he's gone long with that pass. It's again, this is where we look dangerous. Cardos, though. Here's Graham. He comes in. It's Tomlin. Oh, that's... he could have done a bit better there. He had a lot of space. Took the shot, and it's over. Well, we're 0-0 half-time. It's not terrible. So what we've done is, don't know whether this is a good idea. We're going with a high defensive line because we've got a bit of pace at the back now. Sort of concertina our players a little bit together, and hopefully we'll be able to find a few more passes. Here's Graham. Oh, Lloyd. What are you doing, mate? That was a real chance. Right, Cardos now. The ball has been cleared. But again, that is pretty abysmal that Pooley's just been able to take the ball like that. Come on, defence. Needs to be better than that. Oh, that is dreadful. That is absolutely dreadful. 1-0. Right, so playing it around at the back. Oh no! Oh, this is the goal, isn't it? Yeah, just a disaster. Yeah, basically there was about a 2-hour gap then. So come on, that's 1-0, and they've gone through us again. And it's, oh dear me, Vassalou at the far post. Defence of an just non-existent. So I was coming into this thinking we might be all right. I think we've got work to do, folks. Right, I'll make some changes here. See what we can do. Neither player on the up top has done well. We're going to bring on McNally. We're going to bring on Williams and Walker. See if we can get something out of them. As things stand, we have seen precious little from our guys, other than one or two opportunities. But we're not getting out of the back. We're getting done too often, balls over the top, and that's probably because the line is too far up. But yeah, this is not what I was expecting, to be perfectly honest. I thought we'd be a lot more competitive. Well, here's Vassalou, McCarthy. Ball's through, and I don't know what that was. I thought McNally was getting to that, but he clearly didn't. And it might be a chance up the other end. What are you doing? Just get the ball down, just onto feet, and then pass it. There's nobody around you. There's Walker just going for just a ridiculous ball up the pitch. Here we go. That's better. McNally, ball over the top. It's Williams, the new man. Come on. he just dallies on it. I was hoping to show you like our first goal and everything in the new league. Well, gone for a slightly different formation. We've got Andrews on, who can play quite well in that position, just behind the front two. We'll see whether that makes any sort of difference. But as an attacking threat, we've been essentially toothless. Here's a ball in though. But again, it's just cleared. Are we just not anywhere near as big and strong as other players in this division? Do we have to play in a different way? Where's our defence? All sorts of questions being asked here. Right, here's the corner coming in. Poirot has done, considering I thought he was going to be an absolute beast. The only ray of hope here is Evans, our loanee signing. Here's Walker now, looking for a pass, finds the goalkeeper. Why were you going back to him when there's hundreds of players around you? Oh, right, Graham, come on, let's score a goal. My God. Every single header is won by them. We need to look at corners. We need to look at free kicks, I think. That's better. Here's Williams. It's in. It's in. It's 1-2. Oh, and it's a pass from Vassalou, and all of a sudden the scoreline doesn't look so bad. But it was more of a mistake from them than it was good play from us. A nice finish though from Williams. We'll give him that. Right. Is there a last chance here? This would be vaguely ridiculous if we pulled something out of this. Graham. It's to nobody though. That's a pretty... Well, no, it wasn't the worst actually. I thought it was just gone straight to us. But here we go. Here's Pooley. I mean, they should have scored more. It rides the challenge. I mean, and there we go. It's 3-1. There is another goal, but it's not gone to us. I don't mind that much. I'm pleased we scored. I've just got to figure out how to get our team playing a little bit better than that. Because okay, we played a little bit better when we changed the formation at the end. But we can't just have one player in midfield like that. It's not going to work. Defensively, we were so bad. But yes, the defence is not what it should be. We're missing the two fullbacks. That's going to be very different when those two are back. But I wasn't particularly happy with the wide men. Front players, Williams did well when he came on, but I wasn't happy with McNally and the way he was linking up with Cardos. Midfield weren't doing what they did last season. There's lots to worry about there, folks. Lots and lots to worry about, and I don't know why we were so poor. Answers on a postcard, please. Anyway, folks, what's that done in terms of the league? I guess we're going to be near the bottom. Now, last season, we are currently in 20th, but last season we ended up, I think we lost the first game of the season, as I remember. So, yeah, and ended up winning the league. So we'll keep that in mind. We had a terrible performance as well. It was at home, and it was something like that, where we just played rubbish. I think we need to think why that happened and whether that is something we need to be worried about. In the meantime, though, we're going to be having a look at the other jobs that are out there, and we might have to take one quicker than I was expecting to. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you thought of that and how you would put this right, where the problems are, because it did surprise me, that did. So we'll come back somewhere here, maybe Kings Lynn away, something like that, and we'll see whether we've continued along this route or improved. Remember, we've got lots of money to spend, and we have, well, lots of money. We've got wages to spend. We've got a little bit of transfer budget as well. So it's not like this is the finished product of the team, but by God, we have to be a lot better than this. So there's no real insecure jobs at the minute. Everyone's kind of fairly happy, and we're going to have to keep an eye out for that. What might be going on in the future, we will see. I suspect there will be jobs coming up in the next month or two, and if we continue down this route and we just look bad, well, we aren't going to win the league, are we, if we continue like this? So if we can find a job which looks a little bit more attractive, which looks more likely to get something out of it, I mean, even if it is a division below, if we can open up the next letter, if we can get a trophy out of it, then that might be worth thinking about. But so nothing, we won't discount anything. I don't think. We'll just have a look what makes the most sense for the save. Anyway, folks, hope you enjoyed that. I didn't at all, but there we go. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you for the next one. Goodbye.